Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Blake
Happy
Hotchkiss with the
Friday.
Association for Vascular Access, and joining with me today is Tonya Heim, our board president. So, Tonya, hey, welcome.
Hey, happy Friday.
Yes. So, we just got back from the board retreat. I mean, it seems like forever ago now, but not that long ago. And there was a lot of exciting work being done around our mission statement and reviewing our strategic goals and plans for the year. Give the audience a little bit of a taste about what you guys worked on, the new mission statement. Really excited about that.
Yeah, so I hope you all saw the video that got sent out on email this week with a little bit of a recap from some of the work that we did. One thing that I wanted to share, I'm going to have to look at my notes because I don't have this stuff memorized. Um, we did take the survey information that everybody did, and or at least we had a good number of responses to the survey, and we went through that in depth. Really gave us good information about how our members, non-members, industry partners, lots of folks are feeling about ava and where our weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and strengths are. So from that data, after we divide up into groups and did some discussion, we came up with some key themes that came about in the data. And I first, before I talk about the mission statement, I want to talk about these key themes a little bit because it's interesting when you see information like that from disparate groups, members, non-members, industry partners, things that come up across all of them, it tells you a great story. So, one thing that came up from multiple groups, and this is something that we've dealt with and really work hard to allay concerns about, is concerns about our relationships with industry partners. That remain ethical and above board. And Blake, you know as well as I do, we do a lot to help ensure that those industry partner relationships are above board and that
Absolutely.
we're not crossing a line there. But Suzanne Herbst, who started AVA back when we started, she really felt like we needed everybody at the table. And so we have continued, down that road that everybody needs to be at the table. And that's how we best benefit the patient when we've got the industry partners, we've got the clinicians, we've got the doctors, the nurses, the respiratory therapists, the pharmacists, the whole nine yards. They're talking about what's best for that patient in vascular access. So that was one of the things that came up. Communication and sometimes lack thereof. Networks, there were concerns expressed about networks. And so I think I'm no think we are going to do a task force of the board this year just to look at the network issues, and we will probably involve some of the network leaders to be a part of that work. But that is something that came up, and we really feel like we need to do a little bit more work on that and get to the bottom of that. Marketing and PR issues came up. Sometimes we're not strategic enough. So that's an opportunity. Our relationship with INS is an opportunity that came up consistently across the board. Our conference and education continues to be a very bright spot for AVA. It was very clear that's one of our major strengths. Another thing that was very common is our need to leverage relationships with other organizations, other nursing organizations, with APIC, with the Nursing Association Alliance, with the Critical Care Nurses Association, Oncology Nurses Association, a lot of those things, and some medical associations, ANA, so I mean, it's way more than is possible to accomplish in a year, but that clearly is on the radar. And so we'll have to do some prioritizing and figure out, what's accomplishable in a year related to that. But looking for ways to partner with CEs and research and any number of things. And then the fact that ava is still sort of struggling to get our guidelines complete, and that we don't have a set of vascular access standards that is ours. That was very clear from multiple groups. Now, you could probably fill them in a little bit on how we're doing with our clinical practice guidelines, because I think that's going to be a wonderful resource when that's complete.
Yeah, and our volunteers are working diligently to meet that demand that you guys had. So, it's the size of evidence, the amount of evidence that's out there that our teams are combing through in a very systematic approach is daunting. But they keep plugging, moving forward, keep moving ahead, and give us some time. We'll have that all
Yeah,
together for
yeah,
you.
we're going to get there. The project is on target. We're not going to have it published before 24 at the earliest.
Yeah,
So I just want everybody to know that we do have a major project around clinical practice guidelines that is in the pipeline. So that'll address that. So then, once we did that and we identified our key strengths and opportunities and um, challenges, which then led to a little tweaking of the strategic plan. The new strategic plan is on the website, so I would encourage you to go there and take a look at it. We really only made a couple of minor changes to the actual strategic plan because we really felt, for the most part, that our plan covered a lot of the concerns. We can't get to everything, all at one time, but certainly, those things are on the radar. And I think the data that we got will help inform our staff as they come up with action plans to address the various issues around the strategic plan. So then we spent some time talking about our mission statement. We reviewed it's now our old mission statement because the board approved a new one. We reviewed the old mission statement. We reviewed our foundation mission and vision and values. I think BACSIG has a great mission and vision. We went over some of those things. We looked at how we use the mission statement versus how we use our tagline: protect the patient, educate the clinician, save the line. We use that a lot. And sometimes we refer to that as our mission statement, which kind of told us that, well, we probably need to work on our mission statement. So we spent, oh gosh, a couple of hours, I think, working on looking at some alternatives and really what a mission statement was supposed to say. So I'm going to have to read this because I don't have it memorized just yet. My goal is that a mission statement rolls off the tongue and it's easy to memorize. So our new mission statement is to advance the global practice of vascular access through awareness, advocacy, and education to improve healthcare outcomes. So that's the what, the how, and the why. We're going to advance the global practice of vascular access through awareness, advocacy, and education to improve healthcare outcomes. And I thought that the board did a great job in coming up with that. I think it's a very succinct way to say exactly, what we do, and probably much better represents our actual activity and the intention of what the association is for our members and for non-members alike.
right.
That the new mission statement, I think, is very representative. So I was excited that we got to that. I thought maybe that would take a few meetings to discuss, but they just got right down to it, and they're a good, creative, energetic group. So yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Yes, no, there was a lot of great work, and I was happy to be there with Tonya Hutchison, our COO. As part of our staff, that's really important for us all to come to the table together and work on these things together and be
Mhm.
a part of that discussion because
Yeah, this
our
was the
future.
first year that we've had our foundation president with us
Yeah,
at the board retreat. I don't think that we had done that before. Mickey Hawes is foundation president this year. Of course, she's doing double duty as our JAVA editor in chief. So she had a double reason to be there because, those are essential parts of our organization. And So we were glad to have her there and have her input and expertise as well.
Yeah. And if you want to hear from Dr. Haas, certainly if you're watching this, you can always scroll back through Facebook Live. We had her on last weekend, last Friday. So scroll back, check out, you can see our interview with her there. So yeah, no, it was awesome. Always like
Yes,
working with Dr. Haas, and um, Mickey's fantastic. What can I say?
she
Just
is
great. And she's got a
fantastic.
lot of passion
Everybody,
for what she does, and
yeah.
really knows how to connect with
And she is so
the
smart. I mean,
resources.
she has such a wealth of knowledge that I just am in awe every time I hear her speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Tanya, anything else you want to say to our membership and people watching today?
Well, I would just say, one thing that I want to do this year is try to provide communication to the membership and through our normal channels a little bit more of what's going on with the board. We have not done that a whole lot in the past, that we've just kind of reported out through the year what's going on and what we've accomplished and how things are going. So, I think we'll do a little bit more of that. The video that we released on email this week is an example of something you might see more of this year. Be sure and watch for my messages in Java. We'll try to put some things in the IQ Quarterly and things like that. Some of our normal communication channels, but mix it up a little bit on the information that we provide on how things are going and really what we've been able to accomplish. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah,
Well, with that, I'll take us out.
all right.
Hey, well, you guys, thanks for tuning in today. Thank you, Tanya, for joining me on Facebook Friday. Um, if you're a big fan of YouTube, you can check us out there. You can also follow the Association for Vascular Access anywhere out there on social media: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Watch for our emails. Tons of exciting stuff coming down the road. We got a couple different speakers lined up for webinars that we'll be posting some information about coming soon, and a new roundtable series starting again for 2023. And we're excited to have you along for the journey. So until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye.